Hi, my name is Ben Freer, and today I'm going to talk about the E2 visa for Ukrainian citizens. Like most people, I've been following the crisis in Ukraine, and as I see the heartbreaking images and videos of people leaving this country, I think about options that they may have to come to the United States. The US government has stepped up, and they made an announcement on March 3rd, 2022 regarding temporary protected status, commonly referred to as TPS, which will allow Ukrainian citizens to remain in the United States for the 18-month period of time that was designated by the US government. It is great that the US government is trying to help, but when I looked at the TPS announcement, I noticed that this option has its limitations. Now, this may change, but the March announcement states, individuals eligible for TPS under this designation must have continuously resided in the United States since March 1st, 2022. Individuals who attempt to travel to the United States after March 1st, 2022 will not be eligible for TPS. So what if you did not enter the United States by March 1st? If that is the case and you still want to leave Ukraine temporarily and come to the United States, then you can try to enter on a non-immigrant visa such as a visitor visa. But if you want to stay in the US longer than the visitor visa allows, then you could explore other options. One of the other options to consider, especially for those who are entrepreneurial, is the E2 visa. The E2 visa is great because of its flexibility. For those of you who aren't familiar with this option, basically you're required to make a substantial at-risk investment in a business that will employ US workers. You can renew or extend an unlimited number of times, and spouses are eligible to receive work authorization. So if you are Ukrainian, how would this work from a procedural standpoint? There are a few ways to go about this. The first option would be to set up a business entirely from abroad and then apply for the E2 visa. Obviously, if you decide to pursue this option, you will have some logistical hurdles to clear. Before you apply for an E2 visa, your business has to be either operational or right on the cusp of becoming operational. In other words, everything has to be in place for your business to run. How do you do this from outside the United States? How do you set everything up? You could theoretically form a corporate entity from abroad and apply for an EIN so that you can open a company bank account, and then you could transfer personal funds to the corporate account and start to spend your money on everything that you need for your business. Once you do that, you can apply for the E2 visa, but you'll probably run into some roadblocks. For example, your bank may require you to appear in person to open a company account. Perhaps you need to visit a commercial space before you're comfortable signing a long-term lease. Or maybe you need to inspect equipment before you finalize a purchase. Whatever the case may be, it is oftentimes highly impractical to set up a US-based business from abroad. The second option would be to enter the United States as a business visitor, set up your company, and then either apply for an E2 visa or apply for a change of status. I generally recommend applying for the visa, but where do you apply since consular services in Ukraine are suspended? In general, non-immigrant visa applicants may apply in any country in which they have a residence or are physically present. It is important to note that each US embassy or consulate has specific policies and application procedures. Also, some are not even processing E2 cases yet due to COVID. So contact the post through which you would like to apply and learn about the application process and ensure that they are actually processing cases and conducting interviews. Once a Ukrainian citizen receives an E2 visa, it is currently valid for only 3 months. Now, obviously this isn't ideal, but don't confuse visa validity with authorized stay. When you enter the US on an E2 visa, you'll receive 2 years of status upon entry, even if your visa is set to expire in a couple of months. If you decide to apply for a change of status, the process will look a little bit different. You will not leave the United States for an interview. Instead, you'll file some forms with USCIS along with filing fees and supporting documents. If you're approved, you'll receive 2 years of E2 status. Thanks for watching this video on the E2 visa for Ukrainian citizens. This option could be a great way for some people who are dealing with a very difficult situation to come to the US to live and grow a business. If you know anyone who may benefit from this video, please feel free to pass it along. Thanks again for your time.